Wow. Every time I see that opening, I get goosebumps.
Me too, actually.
Well, hey everyone, welcome to The Leader's Edge, your path to personal and leadership growth. I'm your guest co-host today, Dr. Brynne Dombroski, alongside my co-host and partner in leadership, Ernie de Cumos. As certified speakers, coaches, and corporate facilitators, we're dedicated to bringing you powerful principles to fuel your leadership journey and personal growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur just starting out, a new leader taking the reins, or a seasoned pro looking to refine your skills, this show is for you. We'll be diving deep into personal growth strategies to help you strengthen your mindset and leadership abilities. But before we jump in, a huge shout out to our amazing listeners. Thank you all so much for just tuning in. And many of you actually participate. So thank you so much for asking your questions and sharing your comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wouldn't be here without your incredible support. Now, let's get down to business and help you unlock your full potential. So, how are you doing today, partner?
Hi, partner. I'm doing great. How are you doing? You're my partner today. I'm very
I
excited about
know.
this.
I'm very excited too. And I'm so excited for our guest. Oh my goodness. So, why don't you go ahead and introduce him?
Yes, it would be my great pleasure. Our guest this morning is very busy, but super grateful to be here. And I'm grateful for him to be here.
Yes.
Is He is a highly credentialed instructor of learning techniques. He has a master's level certifications in the following fields. Listen to this, Dr. Brynne. Mind maps, speed reading, microfacial expressions, team building, public speaking, effective communication, goal setting, decision making, personal development, time management, and memory techniques.
Mm.
Born and raised in Italy, he and his wife enjoy training people all over the world from their Denver office. They customize programs that are unique to each person's learning style and brain development. He believes everyone loves to learn, but what they don't like is the learning process. Yes, me, very
Mm-hmm.
guilty. So he
Yes.
bridges the gap by teaching people the best process for their brain. Please help me welcome to the stage Mr. Cosimo Intermite.
Woohoo!
Thank
Yay!
you. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited and I love your excitement. That's contagious. So awesome.
Yes. So,
So,
Dr. Ben, go for it.
Yeah. So, Cosmo, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? So, like, what does Cosimo mean?
oh, Cosimo. So, first of all, there is a meaning to the word itself. My name comes actually from Greek, the ancient Greek, and it means order. So, basically, who
Oh.
puts things in order. And like think about the cosmos, the planets, and this harmony that there is in the universe.
Mhm.
So it also means connected with the universe. So I mean, there are many meanings, but the one that I like is I want people to feel great. I want people to feel they are part of everything. I want people to feel uh, they are unique as the universe it is. So I want them to feel light. I want them never to feel back. So never to feel like behind. That's actually what I
Yes.
like.
Oh,
So
I love that.
no brain behind, no brain left behind.
Oh,
No brain left
I
behind.
like that.
Love that concept. Like no one
Yes.
left behind. Yours is no brain left behind. So
Yes.
and Cosimo, I know you're from Italy. So how long ago did you move to United States? If you don't mind sharing that.
Yeah,
Now he
it's
has to
been
think.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like seven. I think 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. So
Okay.
when I came here, I knew no English, of course. I mean, of course, no, because there are some people that come here they don't know English.
Mm-hmm.
But a little bit of my story would be that I was one of the co-founder of this company, and at some point I decided to open America. So I said, certamente è una bella opportunità, perché no, mi piacerebbe parlare in inglese, sono così belli gli americani. I did really not speak English, and I was really scared because maybe you don't know this, doctor, but I am dyslexic,
Oh.
and so for me it was always very hard to learn in school, to learn in general. Traditional
Mm-hmm.
methods really didn't fit my brain, and I felt like a failure
Mhm.
for a long time. And I was looking for ways to do it. But anyways, my brain said, "You never learned English in years of school. You never did this. You never did that. How come you're gonna go there? You're so good in Italian. What do you want to now speak another language?" So,
Oh
but
man.
inside of myself, I felt like I want to impact more people's lives. I felt behind so much time in my life, and now I own my life because I have a method. And so my brain said, Cosimo, you have never learned English in years of school. Yes, you are dyslexic. Yes, but now you have a method. You can do
Yeah.
this. So I came here in the US. And then after 2 weeks, I learned 6,000 words. So 6,000 words in 2 weeks, plus the grammar rules in English. I was able to hold my Genius full course in front of 20 people after 5 weeks I was here. And in that moment, I realized that everything is possible if
Oh,
you put
wow.
your fear behind and your heart beyond. So
Mhm.
I love
you have
that.
a
Yeah.
message. Of
Yeah. It definitely sounds like you overcame some limiting beliefs. That's fantastic. Um,
Yes.
so what made you think, there's got to be a faster way to learn? Like, what made you get into fast learning?
So the fact that I was always slow and categorized like the behind person,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
the kid that has to read for a long time, maybe not understanding, the kid that has this problem, I said, I'm done with this story. And I was always looking ways to shortcut to understand how to do it better. Shortcuts really don't work. It works when you understand and accept yourself that you learn differently.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
so you start finding something different. So you have a different focus. Instead
Yeah.
of catching up, you're finding something different.
Mm.
And because you know that your brain is unique and different. So what happened was I I started researching. My mom also helped me with that in the beginning. And then this company that I'm now part of, and I founded when I was 20, 21, it was already up when I actually found them.
Oh.
And the funny story was that, you know, those people that give flyers in front of college,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
blah blah. So that day, and so I never stopped. Okay, but that day there was a girl. She was pretty, and I said, okay, let me stop. And so
Mm.
I stopped because of that. And then I said, wow, beyond pretty, you're also smart. That's amazing. And so nothing against pretty or smart, whatever. But I was thinking that, and then after I found out what they were doing memory techniques. I said, wow, that's amazing. But memory, it's just one part of every learning process. But for me,
Yeah.
it was a huge component. And
Mm.
so I approached this, and then I said, after I see all the shift people had just with memory, I said, can I bring also my own knowledge into it?
Mm.
And
Mm.
so then I became a co-founder for that reason. And so after now, basically, then we went to scientists provide so putting together all techniques existing in the world. And then after thousands of hours trying those things on people, on myself and everything, we found also a test to test people's brains to understand what techniques goes with each individual's brain. And after thousands of hours that I want to save for now, we can determine a customized method in everybody's brain. And so everybody can learn, at least can read 4 times faster, retaining 8 times more, or becoming 10 times more productive and focused in anything they're doing.
Yeah.
It's good for adults, for kids, for who has a brain, basically, and wants to use it. I would say that would be
Yes.
my thing. But what got me into it is the passion,
Yeah.
really the
Mhm.
passion. I want people to break through their story, whatever the story was, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the story they were jailed and caged on in is. I want them to broke through that story. So that's
Yes.
why I'm here.
I love what you do today, Cosimo, because as Rory Vaden said, you're the most qualified individual of the person who you used to be. And at the very
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the show, you said no brain behind, and now you're
Yeah.
talking about brain and strategies. One of the things that I also know that you specialize in is strategic reading, and because you said, okay, these individuals are researching about techniques, but it's not just techniques, it's strategy. Can you
Mm.
share a little bit about that strategic reading?
Absolutely. So I think you're familiar. Most of people are familiar with speed reading. It's
Mm-hmm.
very
Yes.
popular, and usually speed reading is associated with scanning, skimming through, and maybe not understanding really much. And actually, sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that when you go on YouTube and you want to really read faster, first of all, what you need to realize is that you love learning. You're searching
Mhm.
for reading faster, so you have more time effectiveness when you're learning. But the problem is that that technique the guy is explaining in the YouTube video may not fit your learning model. So now speed reading doesn't work for your brain. You say, oh my gosh, I'm done. It's over. So I will listen to books forever. Maybe, yeah, listen, it's fine, but I can't retain. So you start creating this story about yourself. But in fact, actually, there are different kinds of reading you can use that will actually like really trigger your brain to be way faster than speed reading and way more effective in time and retention than speed reading.
Oh, so tell us more.
That's what we call the strategic reading in Genius. We call that strategic reading. And it gathers all the kinds of reading people can really use, including also speed reading. And once we try all of them, just a second. Through a test, we know actually what works with your brain. Usually 2 or 3 of them would work with you. But once you use this, I want you to use all of them and see the difference and how your brain responds. And we have people that go from reading 200 words per minute to 1,200 words per minute or even more. And so I am dyslexic and I can read 44 books in 12 days. I did it. I can read a 400 pages book in less than 4 hours. So actually, even less than 4 hours. I mean, maybe 2 hours. But I would tell you, of course, it depends how complicated it is. Depends on many factors. But here's the point. Every book is different. You can't use the same strategy on each book. You have to be strategic. That's what's called strategic reading. And so if you think reading in school, it's just thought, hey, you're at some point, you're going to just recognize the phonetics, the letters, and all of that, and then you're going to put everything together in order to read. That's not reading. That's learning the skill of understanding and comprehending what it's in front of you. Okay, it's like seeing a picture and understanding it. Yeah. But the actual reading, it's a totally different process and requires more understanding, more processing, and also then retention if there is a testing later, or if there's also something you want to retain when you are with friends and you want to talk about a topic. So and also to be critical about reality too. So that way, if somebody says something to you, instead of believing it, you have something to actually talk about. Okay, so
interesting.
Can I do a follow-up question, Dr. Brynne?
Yeah, go for it.
So, Cosimo, we talked about strategic and make it a strategy. Can you share like maybe three examples of those strategies with our viewers and viewers?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I want to just make sure that this is clear for everybody. I would love to do an entire course on YouTube, okay, with you. But an entire course will take an entire weekend. So we don't have a weekend in this 1 hour, 2 hours we have together. So what I can do is I can give you tips that takes less time. And so I can explain it to you. So first of all, the first tip about strategic reading is focus. Now, how do you get focused? Usually when I go into a book, I get focused by asking questions of what I want to know. Imagine like a book being the author speaking. Okay. When you go to a person, you don't just say to the person, speak. You actually ask the person some questions so they can start speaking, correct? You're interacting, and that interactions, it's everything for your brain. You can retain better than many other people when you're interacting with this, right? So that's why when I am listening to a book or reading a book or learning something, I ask myself questions. And the 3 questions I ask myself are, what do I want to know? How do I want to use it? And what do I want to accomplish after I use it? So that way, first of all, if I know what I want to know, that makes my brain understands how much I know about it. So my brain is getting curious about what I don't know about it. Let me get into it. How am I going to use it? Your brain is all about action. When you fail action, your brain fails the knowledge. So actions. And then third is what goal when I achieve this. Because if you have a bigger goal, you can't do just, you can do fast running, a sprint, yes, but so sometimes it's a marathon of things you have to learn until you have accomplish the full knowledge to accomplish that goal. You following with this?
Yeah.
So those books, those things you're reading makes you feel closer to the goal. So your motivation goes up. You go with questions to that author, and the author is also happy to tell you the answers. But if the author doesn't give you the answers, what happens? You get bored. You can close the book, burn it. Or, no, don't burn it.
Oh my.
Go to the library, someone else maybe is asking for those questions and donate it. So I mean, usually don't keep all the books in my house. I actually give them all the library. Every library is so happy that I give them about 80 books because I like paper. And so beautiful.
Wow.
I love
That's
that.
fantastic. So I think something you had mentioned early on is you said that first you kind of need to assess what type of cognitive learning style you are. So what does that assessment process look like?
So first of all, every brain is different, as we said, right? And actually, we assess that by taking a test, but it can be assessed also by talking to people. Okay. And you, doctor, didn't talk so much today, so I didn't know. I cannot understand really well your. I have an idea because being an expert and knowing different people, I have an idea about you. I sure have an idea about the other person. So
about Ernie? Oh, let's talk about Ernie. I would love to know more about her cognitive learning style.
We will talk about it after the commercial, but yes.
Okay. So everybody's got to stick around after the commercial for that, for sure.
Yes. But go ahead and continue, Cosimo.
Yeah.
So basically, after talking to Ernie, basically what happens is I ask some questions and then I tell her, "Hey, Ernie, you learn this way," and then we start having so much fun with her brain. Now she's focused to find the perfect techniques for her brain. So that is what I really like.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about finding, techniques only. It's finding the strategy, your style. And then once you find that strategy and actually make it more stimulating, it seems like for you, that's how you will retain all the information.
Yeah, it's your own way. You have to find your own way. And unfortunately, sometimes it's in school, it's one size fits all. So you see from years, it's provided to you. And actually, it's provided to you, but it's not what they say you have to do. You have to understand your own way. And after understanding how your brain likes learning, when it gets stuck, when it doesn't, or what makes thriving your brain, then it's the true power when it comes. So that's the true power that comes out, and then you're unstoppable. So learning your learning blocks, your cognitive style work, it's so important. And after the break, we can talk about it. I can analyze you, doctor. I can analyze also Ernie, and then let's see.
I love it. My guest is the one actually giving me the break.
Yes.
The break. Oh my gosh, I can't talk anymore. Anyway, we will have to take a quick break. Cosimo just shared how it all began, the strategies, the techniques, how it all mattered. When we return, apparently, we're going to be the guinea pigs on the Leader's Edge. We will be right back.
Do you want to grow a team of transformational leaders who can take your organization to the next level? Do you want to attract, retain, and develop top talent? Do you want to leverage generational insights and improve your employees' communication, interpersonal, and productivity skills? If your answer is yes to any or all of these, you are in the right place. Steve Steele and Ernie Dombroski, hosts of The Leader's Edge, are seasoned coaches and facilitators with Maxwell Leadership Team. They will leverage leadership content, tools, and resources to help turn your leaders into transformational leaders with influence and impact, so everyone wins. This highly effective program not only provides the knowledge and skills necessary to lead, coach, and communicate more effectively, but Steve and Ernie have resources available to impact others throughout your organization so that everyone can be led well. So contact us at pathtoleadersedge@gmail.com and let Steve and Ernie help grow your organization by creating an influence in which others want to engage.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Leader's Edge. I am your guest co-host today, and I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Dr. Brynne Dombroski. I am here with one and only Ernie and our very special guest, Cosimo Intermite. So guys, right before the break, we were, of course, asking Cosimo like all the details, like how to read faster? Because I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, you probably have a stack of 20 or so books that you're like, I'll get to it. You maybe read a couple pages here and there, and it's been, before you know it, 6 months down the road. So Cosimo was just starting to explain to us that we have different learning styles, different cognitive styles, and once you figure out what your cognitive style is, then you have to apply specific strategies. And while you're reading a book, it's really important that you ask yourself specific questions, such as, what do I want to learn from this? What do I want to know when I'm done reading this book? How do I want to use this knowledge, this information that I'm gaining, and what do I want to accomplish after I use it? And Cosimo was telling us it's very important that we take action. So we're excited for him to really kind of dissect Ernie's cognitive learning style right now. This is what we were waiting for right before the break. So Cosimo, take it away.
Yes. Ernie, I wanted to say earlier Ernelita, but I didn't know if I wanted to call you that way. So that's fine.
It's completely fine with me. I share Ernie because apparently my name is hard to pronounce. I've been called Yes, I've been called Erlilita. I've been called Ernestina and Jennifer. I don't know.
Oh man,
that was the jawline for me. Okay, just call me Ernie because Jennifer is not Ernie.
Be fine. Actually, Ernie, I would say like you learn and you Ernie. Awesome.
Yes.
So you earn. So now I would say now let's talk about your brain. Actually, doctor, I think I understood your brain as if you were speaking right now, your brain without following it, like what we have to see in this talk on this show. I think I got your brain too. But if it wasn't, then I will be messing this up. So I will go to the safety place, which is Ernie. Now, okay. Ernie. So first of all, I mean, what kind of cognitive style do we have to understand Ernie's cognitive styles? We have people that are more analytical, which basically they like having all the details under control in order to see the big picture. Then we have global. So analytical is versus global. Global people are people that like having the big picture. Then if they're interested, they're going to go more details inside of it. So they want to have more details about it. Now, visual people, then we have visual versus verbal. Visual people are people that like getting to the point. Let's do this. Let's get into actions. Let's show me the meat. Like now, okay? And then we have the verbal people, which they like talking and understanding the logic behind. They're more like intellectual, I would say. They have to know the research behind. Basically, these are people that usually like. So logic meaning everything must make sense, needs to make sense for them to follow you. If it doesn't make sense, why are you talking about this? So that's what their brain is going to go. So now, I don't know what you're falling, what category you fall. By the way, if you're listening to this, you may feel like you have all four, and it's true. But there are two cognitive styles mainly your brain is using to understand first. So like, what are the first one that turns on when you start understanding and learning something? For Ernie, what happens is she wants to have the details and she wants to get to the meat. Like, okay, show me now. Okay.
Yeah, so that sounds like Ernie.
What is she is analytical and visual. So now, if you go to Ernie, you say you can learn faster. Ernie would say, you said nothing. Tell me more about it. Okay. And but if you go to a global person, you say, oh, I know what global learning faster is. That's it. They're going to just defocus because they think they know. But for Ernie, you're saying nothing. And so now, okay, can you show me something? You're not talking anymore. Are you going to go to show you now? Are you going to go to the show now? Or are you going to still give me some details? So basically, if to work really well with Ernie, you have to provide the details. They're going to be relevant and they can show her what is they have to do. You fine with it? So a book that talks about how the earth is like becoming bad because of the global warming, whatever it is, Ernie will like read that book only if there is anything to do with it. Otherwise, this is just talking. You follow me with this? Awesome. Yes. Whether an analytical verbal person will love that book because knowing the research, he will come up with precise strategies to unlock this problem. You fine with this? Very good. So now, Ernie, for you, strategies that will work a lot would be, of course, mind maps, which is one of the main strategies we teach and I teach. Mind maps are the best tools that we can use in each cognitive style. Sometimes it's presented as only a visual tool, but it's not. It's even way more than that. Many books, again, you can find on Amazon or videos on YouTube, they tell you what to do. But if you don't know how your brain likes learning, when you apply those mind maps, you don't see any benefits. But I can tell you, we customize the mind map in 1 hour in your brain. You say, oh my gosh, my life now just makes sense. Beautiful.
Oh.
So, because your brain wants to have clarity. When you don't have clarity, you get confused, overwhelmed, frustrated.
Yes.
And that's what many entrepreneurs feels. Between a problem and its solution, there is clarity. But if they start thinking through the same patterns that created the problem, they can never find clarity to find the solution. So mind maps is that tool that breaks through between problem and solutions. So it's beautiful. I had different high-level CEOs I work with, and they scaled from 5 to 10 million in 1 or 2 years by using the mind maps. They were stuck at 1 million for many, many years, or 2 or 5, whatever it was. But then they broke through because of those techniques. But anyways, let's talk about Ernie. Ernie,
I'm just like amazed.
Yeah.
I just want to say to you, so you're analytical and visual. Now, do you have any questions about your brain? I mean, I can tell you the blocks you may find about yourself.
Yes, please, because I have no idea. Talk to me.
Okay. For everybody, just a big picture. When I say blocks, it's not that you're dumb or not intelligent.
Yes,
it's that no one taught you a method. So inevitably, you created some blocks in learning. For analytical visual people, also for global visual people, should be the same. But I mean, I talk about you. First of all, everybody loves learning, right? Nobody actually likes the process. This is the main block everybody have, because the method used, since I train in any, mention a state I'm in. So like you can talk about India, China, whatever it is. I taught all those people that speak English, and they actually learn always is exactly the same way. Reading over and over, writing over and over, do outlines, summarize, repeating over and over, which is not a method to retain. It helps you right now, but not in long term. So anyways, Ernie, with the kind of method, will be like burnt out. She hates repetition. When she knows what to do, why should I repeat this? Why should you tell me this again? And so that would be one of the feeling you would have, frustration, because by repetition. So the block for you is not going back. And at the same time, the block would be that you have to repeat anyways over and over because you didn't have a method to learn fast. Second, focus problems. Usually analytical visual people get stuck in too many details, which means that they're going to have what's called analysis paralysis.
Yes.
So that causes them to have hundreds of ideas, very good creative ideas that will make them hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars if they actually act on those ideas.
it.
Yes. Oh,
But
gosh.
they don't, because they don't feel enough prepared about it.
Oh,
So they keep analyzing those things. And then we have the last block, which is procrastination. Now, procrastination goes among the different cognitive styles. So everybody actually procrastinates in a different way. There are different kinds of procrastination, not just one. And so in your case, your procrastination will due to the fact you have thousands of ideas. You don't act on them because you don't feel enough confident, since your brain doesn't have enough knowledge to retain. So how can you apply something you don't retain? How can you now execute what you think if you don't feel enough confident about what you can retain about this? And so then you get stuck and you keep doing the things that makes you feel comfortable, that you know already what the result would be. But inside of yourself, then at some point you feel like not growing as much as you want to. And as I said earlier, everybody loves learning. Why? As we were kids, we were born to freaking learn.
Yeah.
If you ever had kids in your life, I have two. I mean, I didn't even know that we learned how to sleep or how to fall asleep. They don't fall asleep if you don't cuddle them. So for me, you're tired, you just put you in the crib or the bed and just sleep. But it's not that way. You have to teach them how to sleep. There is all neuroscience behind how to teach them how to sleep properly. And then we study that to apply to our kids. But again, you have to learn that now to apply that to them. And then what happens? They learn how to poop, how to burp, how not to suffocate with food, how to drink, everything. Do they complain about it? No, they just do it. They know it's going to be a process. But what happens to our brains? Since we live in a world that goes really fast. We feel even more behind than many other times in life and in history. And so I think we should stop thinking to feeling behind, but finding what makes us feel unique, characteristics that makes us feel unique that we can use at our own advantage to go faster than what the world is going right now, or at least at pace. So that's what I would say. Any questions for you, Ernie?
I'm speechless.
A
You
little
just
bit of-
analyzed my brain, and I'm like, yes, with exclamation points. I love this because as you were actually giving us the difference earlier, I was like, yeah, that's me. I
yeah.
just want the meat, and I just need to move on.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are some
Well,
emotions you can go through, and one of them is fear. Number one for you would be fear and afraid of making mistakes.
Mm.
So, and because you overanalyze things, so your brain feels like I don't want to make a mistake. That's why you overanalyze to find more knowledge to not make mistakes. But then the knowledge doesn't come because you didn't retain it, and so then still.
Oh gosh,
I
it's a
love
cycle.
that.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Okay. So what would be say if I'm reading a book, what am I supposed to look for?
You're in your case analytical visual people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So first of all, you wouldn't buy a book if you're not really interested in the topic. So, and I think this is also applicable to everybody because someone would say everybody would buy things that are interested. But what if they gift you a book you're not interested? So
Yeah,
I
I
have
have.
to read it because they gifted to you. Or there are so many books that you think you're interested in, but you're not at the same time. So the very first thing I would do with you is, since you're analyzing and paralyzing because of your analysis, ask yourself a question. What is the number one thing you really want to know right now? And then you may buy a book about it, or you may listen to a podcast, or you may, there are so many sources right now to find information. Also chat with ChatGPT, whatever.
Yes.
So, but I would say you will notice when you're analyzing, paralyzing, when you want to know more for no reasons. So if you know what your reasons are, why are you buying that book? What are the real questions you have? I wouldn't read an entire book if it didn't answer my question. Usually I go to the chapter I'm the most interested in. If that chapter gets me, then I will buy the book. But if the chapter doesn't get me, I wouldn't buy it because I know I'm going to get bored. The most important thing I want to know, I'm reading about it and it doesn't really click for me. Not because I don't know enough, but because it's not taught well, or whatever I don't like. Because I recognize when I don't know enough and I say, okay, I should actually read this and understand better. But if the feeling is, I know, but I don't like the style, put it away. Take another book. ChatGPT, awesome. But sometimes it gives us so many details that are unnecessary that makes you think. And then at the end, also asks you a question. Do you want also to do this with me? And you say, of course. I want more detail.
Yeah.
Right?
That's funny.
So
Put a
funny.
stop to that. So the first question is, ask yourself, what do you really want to know? What do you really want to do first? Because you're action driven. Then what you really want to know about it, and just stick with one thing. You're going to feel like you're not doing enough because you're doing just one thing, but it's what you should do. Because the second number two problem your brain has is focus. So what happens is usually people like multitasking. You can actually multitask, okay? But here is the rule. If you have, think about a number of things you can multitask. Let's say you think 5, okay? The rule is -2. -2, so basically 3 things you can multitask. If you say 3, then it's going to be 1, okay? If you say 1, it's going to be -2, so basically you cannot focus now, or basically you don't need to do that. But what I would say to you is, this is a rule that I apply for people that multitask. I work with CEOs that are doing hundreds of things at the same time, and they all want to do everything, of course. But it's -2. None of those things it's going to be possible to do. You have to deal with it. You have to accept that. not everything is going to be possible to do right now. But if you do -2, you accomplish the first one, and then the second one, and the third one, how much more energy would you have for the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one, whatever it is? But if you're doing 7, 10 things at the same time, you don't accomplish anything about it, or less than you expected that to accomplish. What happens to you, Ernie? You're not going to have any more energy. You're going to be, now your rational brain shuts down, doesn't give any more reasons to do -2, and it starts getting to the feelings. I'm not good enough. I'm not doing good. I'm not doing this. I should have done that. Stupid. That's stupid. Not you there, stupid. It's stupid to think that way, but it's actually what our brain does, because thinks the reason must not be that the strategy, it's actually me. Actually, it's your freaking strategy, Ernie. You should change your freaking strategy, because no one taught you a strategy, so you're a victim of a system that doesn't have that strategy. Okay?
That is so powerful.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. Are you learning something, Dr. Brynne? Because I'm like,
God. Yeah, it kind of feels like you're holding a mirror in front of us right now. I'm just like, how do you know about my inner thoughts?
And what happens when I don't do things? And it's a matter. Okay, that's very, very powerful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're clearly identifying some patterns here. So I'm curious, like, in order to learn faster and kind of break through those barriers, what are some of the tools that you'd recommend for us to do that? Like, how do we break those patterns that are holding us back?
So to learn faster, you have to understand your brain likes learning. We said that earlier. So the first thing is awareness, how your brain likes learning. Second, what are your blocks currently? Because Ernie's blocks now, guys, I played really easy with Ernie, because we had 2 conversations, not about her blocks, but to know each other. So I could understand more about her life, but not enough to know that she was overwhelmed. Okay. So I just described a profile. I would call that profile. The analytical visual person is a profile, and he falls for her in perfectionism, anxious. So there are different things that we do behind the scenes. But there are people that are more frustrated or resigned or chained in their learning. And so anyways, first thing is being aware of your current blocks are. The second thing to learn faster is start finding knowledge about learning faster. So you're interested in this topic? Go on freaking YouTube, talk to me, whatever, talk to someone that learns fast and ask them. But you don't need to reinvent the wheel. We have it. So if you want it. The second thing is first awareness, second blocks, third, ask someone, fourth, or find knowledge. The fourth thing to learn faster is really what I told you earlier. Learning faster means understanding what you want from your brain, what you want your brain to perform. So in other words, ask yourself the right questions so they will make you more focused. So basically is to be focused. The second one would be reading. So use a strategic reading instead of a speed reading or no reading.
No reading.
Or no reading, yes, because it's not reading. When you are like reading very slow, it's not reading. It's more how you're busting your balls because you have to be on the book than actually reading. And then the last one, do a mind up about it. Talk about the book you read. And so try to teach what you learned. That will make your brain even more excited about the application of what you learned.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. We're taking notes and also hosting, so we're multitasking right now.
Yes.
But we will need to take a quick break. This is the second time that I've become the guinea pig of our guest, and I love it because it's like it speaks to me. It is me. I am that profile that Cosimo is talking about. But we will take a quick break. But when we return, actually, I think we're gonna do like a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna sure what we're gonna talk about after the commercial, but we will be right back to the Leader's Edge.
Are you ready to elevate your organization with a team of transformational leaders? Do you want to attract and nurture top talent while enhancing communication and productivity across generations? Hi, I'm Steve Steele, co-host of The Leader's Edge, and your coach with the Maxwell Leadership Team. My program equips leaders with essential skills and resources to lead, coach, and communicate effectively. ensuring everyone thrives. With tailored insights and proven strategies, I'm here to help your entire organization succeed. So reach out today at growthinleadership@gmail.com or visit johncmaxwellgroup.com/Steve Steele.
Do you ever find yourself battle with self-doubt? Or struggle with trusting in yourself? Or wishing that you have more self-confidence to go after what you truly want? My name is Ernie and I know what it feels like to shrink, second guess, and silence yourself. But I also know that you don't have to stay there. You have the power within you to rise, own your story, and step into the confident version of yourself. Through Confidently You LLC, I help women just like you break free from self-doubt and build the courage to thrive in both life and leadership. Together, we will uncover strategies, tools, and mindset shifts to transform the way you see yourself. And if you're ready to stop shrinking and start shining, I would love to help you. Visit me today at confidentlyu.club because I am a firm believer that confidence isn't just for some people, it is for you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back once again to the Leader's Edge. I am your guest co-host, Dr. Brynne Dombroski, with the one and only Ernie and our very, very special guest, Cosimo Intermite, who is teaching us some really powerful tips and tricks in terms of how do you expedite your learning. So just a quick overview of some of the things that we've learned. Cosimo said that, and this is so true, your brain likes learning. Your brain is designed to learn. So it's important for us to be aware of our current learning blocks, be more understanding of your particular style of learning. And then once you figured out what that is, do some more research on that, find the knowledge that you need to help you do better. And then he'd also shared a little bit about mind maps, and that's going to help us to learn even better. So I'm excited to learn even more.
Yes. And on that note, Cosimo, actually, can you share where you are right now?
I am
What's
at the
going on in
conference.
your day today?
I'm at a wonderful conference for real estate investing entrepreneurs. And so basically, our real estate investors, this company provides the education for real estate investing. And I'm one of the top instructors in their company because, in other words, I bought their course. And usually I'm not the average student. So I studied most of their courses in a record of time.
Oh, wow.
And I created wealth in a shortest period of time than ever they saw. So, I mean, I don't want to compare to the others, but based on I studied faster, I did that. And then I applied it. They said, how did you do that? And so I said, I use techniques. And so when I come to this conference, I empower everybody to use at least 2 techniques. They flip off the chair like, oh my gosh, I can get all this. Yes, you can. So, and it's really beautiful. I really want when people realize how much power it's left behind because of lack of method, they gain that power back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
When
yeah.
they cannot fathom, they starts coming to their mind. And they start making something different for sure in their life to achieve something for sure different than they're achieving right now.
Yes. And I know it's one of your missions, Cosimo, especially with entrepreneurs. And this is actually, a group of entrepreneurs who's in real estate. And based on that, you kind of shared some benefits of after learning the techniques that I'm sure you shared the 2 techniques today. After learning those techniques, you kind of see the benefits with these individuals. Can you kind of share that with our viewers?
So you mean what benefits I see at the conference right now? So on the real estate investing,
yes,
or in general entrepreneurs?
In both.
Okay. Okay.
Both.
For the entrepreneurs here, well, as I would say I would go more into details about it. or you, Ernie.
Thank you. My
So
brain.
I would say that real estate, it's a big deal. What does it mean? That you cannot invest only 5,000. I mean, you can, because if you're part of a group, you maybe can. But usually the deal is going to be even $100,000 or up to like, I mean, there is no up to. It can be $3 million, it can be $10 million, right?
Mhm.
The thing is, the risk is very high. And to reduce risk, you have to increase your knowledge about it, right? But what happens for most of them is I increase my knowledge, but I don't retain it. How am I going to apply the things I know if I don't retain them? So the risk is still there, plus failure, because they don't know and still the things they need to know to make their deals done. Well, what happened was giving them some techniques increased their confidence to levels that they could do more deals. I think I don't want to speak about numbers because I don't know. I mean, I didn't check recently, but I can speak about experience. I had different people now that I'm at the conference say, "Hi, Cosimo, you have no idea. Since I took your course, I already did 3 deals." And they were doing nothing.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Since I took your course, I am actually financially free right now. And those talks makes my heart so pounding so hard that I say, I chose the right mission to be in, and they're going to inspire more people. And so this is going to be like a stone into a big lake in which, and it creates all those rings in which it starts just with them. And so with many rings of the stone. So it's going to be fantastic. So these are things that are happening here in the conference. As far as entrepreneurs, I have the fortune to train entrepreneurs. I really believe entrepreneurs are the blood of this country. And I really believe it because sometimes an entrepreneur goes in their adventure by building everything. And sometimes it's already built. Sometimes they want to build everything. But there is one most important thing that everybody has to know about entrepreneurs. They are doing sometimes everything. And so what happens is when you go into this beautiful war thinking it's not a war. So I don't want to say use a war. I'll call that war later. But if you go into this beautiful trip of entrepreneurship, you start feeling like, oh, I'm going to be my boss. I'm going to be free. I'm going to do everything I want with my time. And everything is going to be fantastic. And your brain doesn't have any space for worse things. But then the train is on and it says, next stop, war. So, and you say, war? What was the war? Oh, it's roller coaster. You're going to have roller coasters war. Oh, really? Sure. So what does that look like? Well, you get on a roller coaster. You like them? No. But anyways, your brain shakes into it. You get into the deepest part. Oh! But what happens is no one really taught you anything to win that conversation or to win that customer, to win that block. And so basically many of them get stuck into should have done more. And actually it's a block of organization. Oh, I should have already retained this so I can use it. And that's a problem in retention. None of them actually knows that it's a learning block they got from school. It's keeping them, chasing them in every by day. And now what should be like Disneyland, it becomes a jail. And it's a horror land. And then sometimes you make money, you're happy. Sometimes you don't make money, you're sad. Sometimes you're putting effort, you see the results, you're happy. Sometimes so your emotional state then will depend on the results. And that becomes really, really dangerous. Why? Because you're giving the power you have within to something external that has the telecom, like a remote control on you. Okay. And so with the first thing we talked with entrepreneurs is there is one rule we're going to have together. Let's say you're an entrepreneur starting with a journey with me. And I would say the first rule we have is besides anything that happens in life, anything, results, situations, thoughts that you have, people that are talking to you, anything, you decide to keep or to increase the love you have for your life, the gratitude you have to be in this journey, to accept that you're going to learn and you are the only one that can learn this challenge right now. And so I need you to understand that nothing has the power to change what you want to feel inside. So what do I mean with this? It's not that you're a machine. You can react to things, but keep keep protracting, so keep using that feeling against you. It's suffering, and then it's also your business suffer about it, and your family suffers about it. And this happens because you don't have techniques, you don't have strategies to manage your emotions and to manage your thoughts, your brain, your techniques. Now, let's say you go to a course to change your mindset about time, and you say, I believe I'm more organized, but then you don't have techniques to do it.
Yes,
You are F up. You're F up. So there is no other words. And then actually the words you're going to use is, see, neither of that course worked.
Or you know,
Or
it's
you.
like blaming yourself.
And actually your business is, I love this because the second thing I say to my mentees is your business is teaching you something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so just learn it so you can move on to the next level.
Yep. I love that.
And
Thank
now,
you. Oh, sorry. I thought we're done.
learn it is learning techniques and then emotional state. Perfect. We're done.
I love this. I love this. So, Cosimo, I'm sure our listeners and our viewers are very interested and curious. What are you currently working on, and how can people reach out to you and utilize your services?
So I'm working on many things, actually. But I tell them this. I have hundreds of messages from my DM in Instagram. And I love those messages because they're questions of people they have. And then it inspires me to do more reels or more podcasts, more interviews, more topics, more courses, more things. So add me on Instagram. It's called mindmap.coach.
Doing it right now.
Yeah, also Cosimo Intermite is my name. You can find me my name.
Yes.
And then my YouTube channel. You have no idea what's coming on my YouTube channel. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to start next week. And I already beta test the topics in my audience. Of course, my audience loved me, but they shared this videos also with other people. And they love it. They really love it. So the very first, I don't know, I don't want to spoil the first topic of what I'm going to do.
No. We have to hear it. We don't have to hear it.
Because we may change the title. We may change the title too. But it's going to talk about like from zero to 3 million. How do you do that in 2 years?
Oh.
So, and it's all learning equal earning. And what you put in your brain, you're going to find out. And it's going to be an outcome. So if the outcome, you don't like the outcome, just change what you put into your brain. That's it. So that's one topic. Then there are other topics on how to retain, how to learn, how to read. There's so much. There is an entire library I'm recording next week that is going to be phenomenal. And I have also a live audience that I'm recording that with. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, wow.
So yes, follow me on that and ask me questions. I'm going to be there for you, with you. And I always truly speak my mind. You notice that ask me a question and just went on my mind. That's it. Spoke my mind. If I think you're F up, I'll tell you. If I think you are great, just don't think that way. Otherwise, you're going to be F up. I'm going to tell you anyways. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. But at the same time, it's going to be what will make you do the shift that you really maybe you have to do or that you're called to do, because I don't take for granted people that message me.
Yeah.
At the same time, there must be a reason. Otherwise, we wouldn't meet. We wouldn't meet. So
yeah,
that's it.
I love that. Yes. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I'm following you now, so I can't wait to see some of the behind the scenes as you were recording your upcoming series. I'm so excited. So,
Me too.
yeah. Gosh, well, thank you again so much for being with us today. Now, guys, before we close, Ernie and I have something very special to share with you.
Yes.
December, Steve and Ernie are flying to the Philippines for Christmas for the Natives, a beautiful tradition bringing joy to the Ada children of Iram. Ernie, tell us more.
Yes, that's right. What started with just a few gifts for 50 kids has grown into celebration of hundreds, 900 this year. Steve and I will be there in person to deliver shoes, toys, food packs, and more importantly, love and laughter.
Oh, I love that. Yes, guys. So if you would like to support this very important mission, you can find the donation link in the show description or reach out directly to Ernalita. Her number is listed. It is 707-759-8860.
Thank you, Dr. Brennan. Every act of kindness counts. Thank you for helping us make this Christmas unforgettable.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So now a sneak peek into next Thursdays on the Leader's Edge. Guess what? I will be next week's guest once again. This time I get to take Cosimo's seat, and myself and Ernie and Steve are going to be having a conversation about 'tis the season to be self-aware, mastering conversations and connections. Don't miss next week's episode of the Leader's Edge.
Yes, and as always, Cosimo, thank you so much for today. You just made me a guinea pig. I love it.
Yes.
And just a
Thank you for
reminder.
having me.
Yes, thank you for your time. I know you're extremely busy, but thank you so much
Yes.
for your time. And just a reminder, you can find the Leader's Edge on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. If you find value in these conversations, I'm sure I found value in this conversation
Oh,
today.
absolutely.
Yes, please subscribe or follow to stay connected. We wanted to say thank you to all of our listeners and friends because without you, the Leader's Edge would not be possible. We are excited and grateful to have you here and looking forward to connecting with you next time. But for now, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.